Hey, what's up, family? What's going on? Welcome back. It's time for yet another episode of Eddie G's Comic Culture. Once again, I'm your host, the one and only Eddie G, here bringing it to you guys live and in full effect, as I always do. The show is still sponsored by the great folks over at Black Apparel. Sending a special shout out once again to my good friend and brother, Kevin Seawright. Thank you for all the work that you've put in. Make sure you please check out their website at www.blackapparelblk.com. They've got some pretty great merchandise up for sale for grabs, man. If you guys are interested, make sure you check them out. They got some awesome merchandise and all kinds of other artwork that you guys could definitely might love. Sending a special shout out once again to my Instagram fam, Blu-ray Dan. I see you. I see you out there doing your thing. Congratulations on your weight loss journey. Another well inspiration. Make sure you check out his channel on YouTube as well. The man's got some great reviews on his page. Make sure you get him some love. Give him a like, subscribe, man. He's got some awesome stuff. Great stuff for you guys to review. In case you're wondering for any Ultra 4K Blu-rays, unboxings, things of that nature, awesome review. And then it's a span from movies from old and new. So make sure you guys definitely show some love. He's got some good stuff. It's a little late today, so I'm a little tired. I know I was debating on whether or not I wanted to actually film, considering the time right about now. But I know I made the promise in the announcement, and I never, I hate leading. I don't want to let you guys down. But it's gonna be an albeit pretty short episode today. I wanted to discuss a few things. Well, first and foremost, let's just get right to it. I got my beer right about now, so getting right to it. I'm gonna give my good review. Finally, Super Mario Odyssey. This is gonna be a spoiler-filled review, so if you guys are still playing the game, if you don't want to know any of the any details and so on and so forth, make sure you just to let you know right now, you may want to back up on this. But all in all, it was a pretty. It's a great game, mind you. It was one of the main reasons why exactly I actually picked up the Nintendo Switch. It's a good system. It's been really great actually, and I kind of love the content that they've been putting out. I still got to pick up some more games, but at the in the long run, I do. It was an awesome. It was a great follow up. If you've played Nintendo, if you had the Nintendo Wii U or the Nintendo Wii, well, more recently the Wii U anyway, um, they had the games like Super Mario Brothers 3D World, and that was kind of like a setting point for this because it was kind of like a springboard for this game. But the difference was that this game was actually much more. It was actually much more done in the vein of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it's a classic. It's an absolute classic. Released in 1996. Damn, that game is already almost 22 years old. Shit, I hate having to deal with that, the harsh realities of age. But yeah, it was a pretty awesome game. Very fun. A lot of cast. There was a very it's a variety of characters. The stages are absolutely beautiful. Um, you get submerged. You submerge yourself into these worlds, and it's a fun game. It's a fun ass game. The storyline is pretty typical. It's a typical Mario game. Princess Toadstool gets captured and she gets held captive by Bowser, and it's up to you to save her all over again. And I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to the team, man. They really did a fantastic job with a lot of the level designs. The way that they did everything. New Donk City, which is supposed to be the New York knockoff, but very well done, very well made, and it's a fun ass game. And Mario actually has a new ally in this, which is Cappy, which is like some sort of like majestic hat that takes form of it what allows him to take life with he pretty much can actually, it enables him to host other bodies in the game. So basically, and not just any other bodies, but also objects as well. So it's actually it's a pretty dope spin on that. Um, but it's a fun ass game, and it also definitely has an ode to the 8-bit Nintendo genre, 8-bit Mario, the very first Super Mario Brothers, by the way. Um, so that's also a very awesome, throwback for those who love the old school 2D platformers from the 8-bit days. However, I really wanted to get into detail with the ending. I beat the game. I believe it was yesterday morning. I beat the game, and As I was sitting through the ending, of course, this time it looks like, it's getting serious. It's actually, Bowser and Princess actually are looking like Bowser's really going to force Princess to marry him. And of course, Mario, done and all, they did this game. The way they had this whole scene played out was pretty much like a movie, where you bust in at the end, at the last minute, and Mario interrupts the wedding, and so on and so forth, and he saves the day. However, the ending really, really pissed me off. It really got me on a really bad note. I didn't like how, and particularly so, and I'm gonna be honest with you, particularly so with the way they had Princess Peach act out. It kind of reminded me of that. I don't know if you guys ever seen this, the Seth MacFarlane's cavalcade, that cavalcade of cartoons. It was like a series of animated shorts that were made for adults, but there was cursing and all sorts of stuff like that. And I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but there's a one one short where they poke fun of Mario, and Mario finally rescues Princess, and he asks for the kiss, but she turns him away, and he's just like, I just went through all kinds of hell to rescue your ass, and all of a sudden you're just telling me you're dating me at this point just to get a kiss. So this is exactly kind of what resonated at the ending of this game. And as Mario pretty much, stomps Bowser, he saves the day, he stops the wedding, he prevents them from getting married. There's a moment of uncertainty in Princess's eyes as she's standing there, because there's a scene where both Bowser and Mario go running up to her, and they both got flowers, and they're trying to like get her attention, to sway to her, to sway her to their attention from all the shit that happened. To my knowledge, and then of course, instead of like Princess just flipping off King Koopa and just going with Mario, she literally stands there and actually debates whether or not she's gonna go with King Koopa or Mario. Excuse me, but with all the shit that I just went through in this game to save your fucking ass, you mean to tell me now that you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna be indecisive over who you wanna pick? This isn't Popeye where Olive Oil has to decide whether Popeye or Bluto is gonna be the one taking her home. Considering the fact that first of all, Olive Oil was one ugly bitch. There was really no reason why neither one of them, well, not that Popeye was a fucking model to begin with, but there was really nothing so. It was one of those things that in the back of my mind, it always made me wonder, like, damn, what is so special about this broad that they're going? Excuse me, what is so special about this woman that they're going stone crazy to try to get her? Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure Pluto would have shown you. I'm pretty sure in the cartoon universe, there should have been something more fish out in the sea for both, either Popeye and Bluto. I don't know about Popeye, but maybe more so Bluto. But it didn't make sense, and then that's exactly what I got on this at the end of this game. I'm like, yo, is she seriously debating whether or not is she gonna go home with Mario or King Koopa, the one who just kidnapped her and terrorized her? If that was the fucking case, just go with him. Like, what the hell was the point of that? And it made no sense. And then to top it off, as the game finishes, of course, it segues to, there's other stuff that needs to be done and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And of course, Princess just breaks out now, willingly at the end of the game. She just breaks the hell out. So I just came to the conclusion at this point, Shigeru Miyamoto, if you're listening to me, I think it's time to give Mario a new female. It's time to. I think it's time for Mario to expand and get another woman. Obviously, this broad isn't working out. It hasn't been working for the last 33 years, 35 years now. What? Yeah, about 35 years, I guess you could say. Well, I don't really count I don't really count Donkey Kong so much because Mario was the bad guy. So I would say by the Nintendo came out in 1985 with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. So yeah, it's about like 33 years going on, or 35. It's late. I'm sorry, guys. My math is shit at this point. But it's been just expanded over 3 decades already. Just to just to be safe about it. This romantic relationship had spanned already 3 decades. The man still hasn't married the bitch, and it's just whatever. At this point, Princess Toadstool to me was just a complete hoe. I just came to that conclusion at the end of this game. Like, this woman is a hoe. This woman isn't even worth the time of day. I'm like, yo, to make this man go through all these levels and all this, like, go through the end of the earth to rescue her ass. Literally, you go to the end of the earth to rescue her ass, and this is the type of thanks that you get from this woman. Fuck off. So I think that at this point, I think this Mario Odyssey game should be the end all be all for the Princess Peach Mario relationship. I think Mario should move on and get himself another, another woman. They should introduce another character. Hell, even make it even more interesting. Have Princess, if get jealous all of a sudden, and then just go ahead and have Mario just sprinkle his salt on the game. Like, nah, I'm sorry, but I gave you chances from way back then, and you still deaded me, and it's time for I wash my hands. I don't want to deal with you no more. That's the type of stuff I want to see. But it was just really offensive to me that this happened again at the end of the game. I was like, man, this is bullshit. What kind of garbage is this? So I was just like, man, at this point right about now, the Mario Brothers have been kind of, and then when you really dig deep, the Mario Brothers have been really getting screwed over a lot because Luigi was always playing second fiddle. They just gave him like a girlfriend about maybe no more 10 years, no more than 10 years ago with that Daisy, but that was about it, man. Like, the brothers have always been getting dealt dirty, and then they do all this shit for the Mushroom Kingdom. They've saved that. They've pulled out these magic tricks out their ass to save a kingdom that they really don't even live in, honestly. So what's the point? I mean, it's time to start throwing some new women around their way, man. But yeah, man, that really it just really ticked me off. I was really pissed at that, and I just didn't appreciate it. So I think for future installments, I think as the Mario franchise goes on, I think it's time to start looking for other methods of getting Mario some women as well as Luigi. Luigi, and it's time give Luigi another game. The man needs another game. It's not fair. Luigi's Mansion 2 was only for the 3DS, which is ridiculous. It should have been a platformer for the home consoles. I don't know what made them think that it was great enough for the handheld. But I really do miss Luigi's Mansion. I wish it was I wish they could either remaster it and release it for the Switch, or give us a third part for the Switch as well. Make it a console game. So with that being said, I do give the game 4.5 stars out of 5. However, like I said, the ending was really just a letdown for me with that. It really just pissed me. It rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that kind of stuff changes in future installments. So as I sway away from that, I know I also wanted to discuss one thing. I did see the Captain Marvel reveal this week with Brie Larson and costume. Let me say this. I I do not like that costume. Not only is it not completely, it's not comic accurate. The only thing that they managed to get accurate was a star in the middle, but the emblem. But that was a pathetic costume. I'm gonna be honest with you. That costume looks shit. It looks like a bag of shit. It looks like something out of it looks like something that belongs in Agents of Shield or something out of the CW network with the baggy leather. This is what they could have came up with all this time. All this time, Brie Larson has been announced as Captain Marvel. I think about 2 years now, going on 2 years now, and all this time, you mean to tell me they couldn't do? This is the best that they came up with. That was. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys might have liked it or not, but I hated that. I hated the way it looked. It looked stupid. It was just. It looked cheap. It didn't look like it. It was just a bad uniform. I hope that they do some serious improvements for her solo film because that just was pathetic. Give her something that's actually more comic accurate. I'm not saying that she has to be a vixen, and I'm not saying that it has to be all skin tight, but it would help. It would really help. I mean, it's not the first time around that an actor had to wear, these are superheroes. They're supposed to be in tights. So it would actually help in for them to actually get that kind of, that accuracy going. But it was really bad. It was really, really bad. And even if I was to see it even now, like for me to see it in action in Avengers 4, it's not gonna be enough for me. That image is still gonna be ingrained in my mind. Like she looks like a Green Arrow. She looks like an Arrow character. That's what it looked like. It looked like, and she looked like an Arrow character. So I really wasn't appreciative of how they unveiled the costume for her. It was pretty, it was really lame, and they could have done a lot better. They had more than enough time to do so. If that was the case, I think they needed to hire Michael Wilkinson, the guy who worked on on Dawn of Justice and Justice League, who gave their they need, because they got some pretty badass costumes, even though they weren't completely comic accurate, but they had some fantastic costumes. And whoever's doing those outfits need to be doing the outfits for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because sometimes a lot of these costumes just look like complete shit. So I really wasn't thrilled with the unveiling at all. And after all this time waiting, it was a real letdown and a disappointment. Hopefully, with her future install, with her solo outing, that they completely overhaul that, because that just looked pathetic. So but with that being said, guys, I'm just gonna have to wrap this up. It's pretty late right now. My eyes are starting to get heavy, so I do apologize. But all in all, you already know what to do. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys are brand new, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, make sure you hit the comment section. We're here to discuss. This is a forum. Tell me if you agree or disagree with my opinion on the Captain Marvel. On the Captain Marvel uniform, as well as let's talk about the Mario Odyssey. If you guys finished the game, let me know how you feel about that, and how do you feel about my opinion with Mario getting some new trim. So with that being said, I bid you guys adieu. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you around next time, and stay tuned. I'll keep you posted for more stuff coming up soon. Take care.